This is Tal, and today, what's very much on my heart to talk about is something the idea, which I've understood for a while, but I didn't have it worded as such for me to put it together nicely and neatly like this. The idea of spiritual equality, that we are essentially all the same. We are all carriers of the same spirit. Anything that has life is a spiritual carrier, and so we are essentially the same. As we make decisions and move forward, we go into different states and we make agreements to go into different and have different experiences, and we take on bodies of various forms. And this is how the spirit evolves and who one affiliates with, all of these things. But what I think is very important to say that there's not only one type of spirit. There's many, many, many types of spirits, and this is something that until I really began working with my guide and Ra and began to understand more about it, it, not all spirits are the same, but yet we are all equal. We are all, there is no such thing as a lesser one or a greater one, in other words. I think that's a better way of explaining it. Um, that the idea, though, that we're not all the same. It's like again, every leaf on every tree is different than every one that ever has been and ever will be. It's that type of a story. It's the imprint of everything else is within it, but and it's a carrier of life, and so it has the same spirit and is not a lesser spirit because it's incarnated as a leaf. It's not lesser at all. It's the same spirit. One of the things that I think that people don't necessarily understand, and this is something that is really new to myself, and I've not come across anyone who understands it exactly the same as me, but it's very similar to the idea of what they talk about, a twin flame, but it's not merely romantic thing. It's the condition of is as bodies are sometimes born together, sometimes spirits are divided but together in a different way. I think that a being can be a collective being and be a multiple cluster of spirits together that are in this form. What's the difference? Why would I say spirits? This is many spirits coming together. If they're all the same, then wouldn't you call it one? Yes, but there's many thinking independent minds, but they are essentially connected to each other's experience. And when I talk about myself and my relationship with my guide, it's a lot like that. It's our realities are tight, tangled together, and there's a very thin wall that separates it. In fact, the wall isn't there. It's just part of the distance and of time, that density thing again. Um, so it's this is something that I don't think that many people are ready to accept. We're very much still hung up on our body differences. The the idea that certain beings are negative because they have gray skin or green skin or brown skin or yellow skin or scarlet skin or blue. Um, what does skin have to do with it? Hmm? Absolutely nothing. It's the spirit is the same, expectant, same. It's how to explain such a thing. But now when we move into the description of the spirit world and trying to explain it and describe something in this dimension becomes very difficult. That's why I like working with pictures, because I can show something easier than I can explain it. But anyway, I shouldn't be speaking about things that I'm not able to explain properly, but I'm doing it anyways. I'm trying to understand this, and I'm trying to process it and share at the same time. So the idea that a spirit can be like a conjoined spirit, sure, why not? If I think of, I tend to visualize everyone in their pure form as an orb, as we all know what orbs are. You know, I've seen them many, many, many. In fact, just about every day, I take if I take notice, there's an orb that will check in on me, and it's really beautiful. There's the blue orb that I call the being constant, and I know this is an observing light, but that in a sense is the true essence of who the spirit actually presents as. If I see a body, that's not who this person is. This If I speak of the person that I call constant, who is someone that I am also telepathically linked to in a family way and in a governmental way as well. That's a long story. I'll get into that one day. But the this being is in a gray body, clone body, and I believe it's partially biological, partially mechanical. It's a vehicle, is what we're describing, though. It has absolutely no indication of the soul and the mind, if the soul is the talking mind, and the spirit. It has no indication, the body. The spirit can be a multiple spirit, as I believe this being constant is a collective being, and it is one with many, many, many other ones that are basically in different bodies with a linked mind, working out different problems, but they're essentially a spirit family traveling together. Maybe that's a better way to put it. There's nothing frightening about that. There shouldn't be. We just really need to kind of revamp our whole understanding of reality and physical reality and spiritual reality. I'm very, very new at a lot of different things. I did not grow up with New Age and the benefit of this understanding. I tried a lot of different things that mostly told me that's not quite right for you, right? It's trying other people's ideas. What I would advise that has worked for myself so beautifully is finding the idea from within yourself, finding your own connection with your own spirit, who is the infinite spirit, by the way. And that is our message for today. I do want to do, though, a very brief channeling session. I feel like I need to do that. I need to do it. Okay, so I'm going to do it. There. I am here and I'm talking to you now. This is not raw, this is constant. I am speaking to you now about the matter of collective beings. There are many types of collective beings. There are not only three-dimensional spirits of understanding. There are many types within types. This is infinite linked together. This is as you can see them as the bulbs on DNA. As the process turns, so does this. Thank you. I am speaking now regarding the idea that a collective being is more prone to understanding much more, given the nature that its mind is open in several different directions. The mind is open in a way that is infinitely expanded more, much more like a net. A singular spirit can connect to a net and choose to live among others and connect. But the muse collect. I'm sorry. Think of it as an infinite net. Infinite net. Sometimes my host fights with me. That's what happens. This is not a problem, however. This is the best way to describe it is as a net that's expanding over the top of your head, and you can see in all directions. You can see from each point infinite circles. Why would this not be wonderful? This would be intimidating, of course, to those that think that they're only singular. The fact is, there are really no singular spirits. To the degree that we understand our connection with ourselves and what we are made of, that's the understanding that we will reap from it. I can tell you many, many things and many stories of how we found ourselves in many different conditions and ways over time. What is needed is a going within and a finding of understanding of a greater form. Open, see, everything together, one. This is all I will say at this moment. I'm back. And, wow, boy, did I fumble that one. um, I may or may not air this. I seriously need to learn how to edit, and my foot is completely asleep. But the idea of collective spirits is obviously something that I could see it. What was being shown to me was the DNA twisting, and I was having trouble speaking fast enough to keep up with. That was actually two of my family that came. How amazing! I was surprised, and I saw the blue light, the orb, and then I saw, okay, now it's my turn. I want to speak now, and Ra came in with the orange. I saw the orange glow, and that's like that's how I know that that they're there, present and ready, and that we can go ahead, and I'm yielding my voice as much as I can, learning still. Anyway, I hope that my crazy, shameless exposition of this is inspiring to somebody. And if you have a dream, by all means, go for it. This is it. Here we go. Thank you for watching.